Today, it's all about makeup steals from TJ Maxx. Is this actually gonna save you some money or is it a waste of money? Let's find out. Jackie actually went to 4 different TJ Maxx's to try to find as many products as possible that could maybe save us some money. So let's go for it. All right, let's start first with the Beauty Blender. This is their pore minimizing primer. It smooths and it fills your face. $7.99. Ooh, it's tinted? It's a light and medium. Nice. All right, so it says, use a damp beauty blender or fingers, dab over clean skin before makeup application or wear alone. Ooh, so you can wear this alone. I wonder if it provides coverage. Wow, that's a very interesting texture. It's kind of whipped, but very smooth. Okay, I don't think it actually does have a coverage. Okay, it's very, very thick, and it's almost like a balm in a way, but not sticky. It's definitely that kind of smoothing primer where it kind of fills in everything, because look at that difference already on my face. This side has a little bit more shine, it's a little more intense, versus this one looks a little more smooth and airbrushed. For the foundation, we actually have the Beauty Blender, their Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation. I have tested this out before a long time ago, but I have the wrong shade. At TJ Maxx, it's $12.99. So what is this? This is a weightless, buildable, whipped liquid that can be layered from a medium to maximum coverage to address both tone and texture. It's never dull or greasy. Skin gets that pro artist velveteen finish that looks picture perfect in real life and on screen. But basically, what's cool about this is it has a dispenser for the foundation to come out, and you basically use this area to grab the foundation instead of putting it on your hand or on a different area. Thought that was kind of cool. I'm just gonna dip my finger in there, put it on my face. It's a little light. A very thick type of a product. Super thick, actually. And it definitely has a little more of a peach undertone to this. So let's take our dampened sponge. And I did not get this at TJ Maxx. This is just mine. Beauty Blender. We're gonna go first on this side without the primer. Looks like it's blending in really good. It doesn't look super patchy. I'm not really having a hard time blending this onto my face. I feel like you definitely have to prep your face though with this type of a product because it is so thick. It's not very liquidy. The color is actually pretty good. It's a little light, but I feel like it's blending in nice. All right, let's go on this side with the primer. I feel like with the primer side, it's adding a lot more coverage because it's sticking onto the primer. And it's definitely a lot more like a velvety matte finish with the primer versus this side has a little more of a natural finish because of the moisturizer underneath. So for brow pencil, we picked up Billion Dollar Brows, $4.99, and it's their universal shade. I believe this is the exact same one that I did from Forever 21, their beauty, their makeup. But the one thing I did say, it kind of melts really fast, so that fine point you lose really, really quick. I think it wore really well. That was the one complaint. It was a little too creamy. And for these types of shades that are universal, I feel like it's all about how much pressure you put. So the less pressure you put, the lighter shade. And obviously the more pressure you apply, the darker the shade you'll get. Oh, I also remember why I also didn't like it as much. It has these like little, what would you call that? Because it's so creamy, it kind of comes off and balls up. But it's a pretty good pencil, especially $4.99. Why not, right? So for gel, I'm just gonna apply my Benefit Gimme Brow in one. So it's gonna be like a mixture of products that I own and then others from TJ Maxx. And I'll obviously tell you which ones are from TJ Maxx and which ones I own. There was a great selection of brow products at TJ Maxx. I feel like every single time there aren't that many great selection. For brows, concealer, either the shades are completely off or there's literally like no selection. So for concealer, I'm just gonna mix 2. I'm doing Rare Beauty and Anastasia Beverly Hills, her new concealer, Magic Touch. And I'm gonna mix number 5 ABH concealer. Mostly just for shade. Let's cancel out all this redness and brighten the under eye area. For eyeshadow palette, Jackie found the Subculture by ABH, Anastasia Beverly Hills. and it retailed for $24.99. Which is still pretty pricey. I think her palettes are what, like around $40, $48? It says compare at $33, which I don't think is $33. I think they're way more expensive than that. But I tried to find this online and I can't find it anywhere. I can't find it on her website. I can't find it at Sephora. I can't find it literally anywhere. But I have seen people review this palette, so she definitely had it. A lot of people were complaining about the formula that she changed it for this palette, and it wasn't great by any means. So maybe they just, you know, got rid of it altogether, because like I said, I can't find it anywhere. This looks very, 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 very pretty. Let's just be honest. For fall time, for winter, even for spring, you have quite a bit of shades that you can play with. I'm gonna take this gorgeous like forest green, army green shade, and we're gonna pack it in the inner and the outer corner. And I do have my eyelids prepped. Nice soft wash of color. I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade right here, New Wave, the mustard shade. See, this one actually has a little pigment. It's not bad at all. I feel like I want to take a little bit of this color, Untamed, try to make it a little bit more green. Just a little. Let's take this shade right here, this gorgeous like yellow, green, gold shadow. Let's place that right in the center. It's very patchy, but it's pretty. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this Dawn shade, this shade right here. I'm gonna place that right into the crease. But I'm gonna take the same thing on the lower lash line, that first green shade, right in the outer portion and in the inner portion. Just really kind of combine it with the upper lash line to create that halo look. I'm gonna finish this eye, and then we'll come back and apply some eyeliner. So I just applied a little bit of highlight in the inner corner using the lightest shade in the palette. It's like this very icy metallic, and I mixed it in with that green shade that I did in the center. Let's do the liquid black eyeliner now. This right here is by Beauty Concepts, and this is their Pretty Matte About You matte eyeliner, $2.99. I think the packaging is actually really fun. Let's create just like a very simple wing. I don't want to go too crazy just because I don't have lashes. Is this dry? Wow, you are not black, are you? Maybe that's a good thing. But I literally don't even see it. Okay. It's definitely not an intense eyeliner. That's for sure. It's kind of cool. It's not, it's like looking metallic on top of the eyeshadow. And this felt tip is definitely more of like a marker rather than like a liquid eyeliner. I'll be honest, I don't like this eyeliner. It bled on me. So now the eyeliner is kind of just like sitting right there on both sides, and it's not even, and it's bugging me. Let's move on to mascara. This right here is by Marc Jacobs. This is their At Lashed Lifting and Volumizing Mascara, $12.99. I used to love, love, love this mascara until I found out they're pretty much getting rid of Marc Jacobs makeup. So I stopped purchasing it and found replacements because this was one of my favorites. If you've been with me, I don't know when or how many times I've shared this mascara on videos with you guys. All right, I'm not gonna dwell too long on the mascara because I think what I read was Marc Jacobs is either revamping or getting rid of his beauty line altogether. So, you know, just like with this one, Becca Cosmetics. Jackie said there was a lot of face products by Becca because Becca went out of business, or so what happened? Did like Estee Lauder buy them out, or they just renamed it with certain products, like you can still purchase it? Whatever, now I'm gonna talk about it. But this right here is Becca, and this is their Sunlit Bronzer. And this right here is definitely not like a typical bronzer slash contour because it's very, very shimmery. So this is more of like, I would say a topper for like an all over glow on your face with color and warmth. That's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm not really going to focus on contouring or sculpting my face. I'm gonna kind of work it into the brush and just like really lightly and softly just add a little bit of warmth to my cheeks. I don't think I even said the price of the bronzer. It's $12.99. Like I said, I'm not gonna dwell too much on it, but it's definitely not a typical bronzer because it is so shimmery, but I think it's great to kind of do like as a topper, but it's not as pigmented as I would want it to be. It's a little more, it's a little too shimmery for my liking, but it blended out pretty well. Let's move on to blush. This is by Bobbi Brown, And this is just the regular blush, $14.99. And Jackie picked up Pretty Pink. I'm gonna be light-handed because Bobbi Brown blushes, they're very pigmented. So I'm just gonna start light and add on as I go because I want the cheeks to be a little more natural, not too much flush of color. And since I have naturally really flushed cheeks, just want a little bit. I'm just gonna go back in with that bronzer brush that I used and just really kind of just blend it all together. Let's do cheeks, you guys. Actually, no, we're gonna set my face. Do we set my face? With Cover FX, this is their Dewy Finish Setting Spray, $5.99. I'm pretty sure this is like the travel size. It is a travel size, Jackie confirmed. Ooh, she's very light, but aggressive. Okay, let's set my face. A little more dew will not hurt anybody. Kind of feel it on my face. Okay. Oh, I kind of look dewy, more dewy. Has no scent, smells like a regular, like a setting spray. Gonna go over, just like pat all this in. There's some spots on my face, a little splotchy. All right, last but not least, we have lipsticks by Buxom. This right here is their Full Force Plumping Lipstick, and it's $6.99, I believe, for both. Yes, we have Dreamboat and Fly Girl. I think I'm just gonna honestly maybe mix the two. Dreamboat on the outer corners, Fly Girl in the center, and they're still available at Ulta. And I believe this is from their 90s nude collection. Yeah, I think it is. It's just their 90s nude collection. Let's swatch them. This is Dreamboat. It's actually very, very, very pretty. Ooh, I actually like this one. All right, let's do this on the outer corners, Dreamboat. Nice and brown, very 90s. And they have that kind of like a milk chocolate like scent. Ooh, mascara's flaking on me. I like the color, but I feel like it's pulling a little orange on me. They're definitely getting a lot more minty. Definitely more plump. We're all liking how the makeup turned out. It's very fall, but Andre also said it looks very fresh. I think it makes it very fall with the lips, like given that 90s really nice beige color. But I really like how everything turned out. So overall, I think you could definitely find some great makeup steals at your TJ Maxx because there's a lot of products like Buxom, like we just tried on Beauty Blender, Marc Jacobs, things like that, where it's literally 50% off to almost 70% off. For example, this blush right here, it's still available. It's still a great formula. It's still very blendable. It's still very pigmented, but I think they honestly messed up the shade unless this is what it looks like and Sephora has it wrong on their website. Just certain things like this, you know, that are really great quality and you can still find them at your local Sephora, at Bobbi Brown for a full price, but then at TJ Maxx you can get it literally 50% off. But I think it's definitely worth checking out. From all of this that we picked out that I've already tested and I really actually enjoy is the eyebrow pencil, the $1 Billion Eye Pencil, the mascara, but I mean, they don't sell it anymore at Sephora. Honestly, I'm not hating the lipsticks. At first they were doing some weird stuff like separating my lips, but I feel like it was the Smith's Rosebud Salve on my lips. Now they're really nice and they're still a little minty, but honestly I don't think they're plumping my lips by any means. I think the other thing I wasn't a fan of or as much was this palette right here. I feel like the shades that I chose, they didn't blend as well besides the metallic shade, the shade right here. This one is really pretty when it's wet, but the matte shades, I feel like I had a harder time blending them out and they weren't as pigmented or they weren't as true tone as it was in the pan. And I feel like it's still too expensive, even for TJ Maxx price, $25, which originally, what are they, around 45 or 48? 45. They're $45, so I think it's still too expensive for TJ Maxx. It should have been around the 15 price mark. But like I said, overall, definitely go to your local TJ Maxx or hunt around several TJ Maxxes if you're lucky or blessed enough to have multiple locations like we are. But I think you can definitely find some great options, especially with brands that you do enjoy. But I will say be cautious and maybe try to smell them. Or look at the packaging so it doesn't look opened or swatched or touched. But otherwise, we created something pretty great for fall. But for now, guys, thank you for watching, spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next one very soon.